when Prabhupada was here personally, we'd just come into his presence and be like, oh my God, where am I? But we took it for granted. We didn't really, had no understanding of, where Prabhupada was. So, I don't know, for everyone, there's different seva that we can serve Krishna with our body, mind, words. But for me, it's japa, because my body's getting older. Although I have desire to do things that I had when I was younger, I don't have the energy, I don't have the the willpower, and Krishna keeps putting me in these situations where I just feel it's all about internal world, opening up the internal world, and somehow or other trying to get access. Because we get access to the internal world, then all the different, that's like, getting $1 million. All the 100,000, 10 dime problems will be solved. I mean, before I moved here, I was living with my brother in North Carolina, and I started coming down with chronic fatigue, brain fog. My father died of Alzheimer's. I was like, oh my God, I'm starting to get Alzheimer's. So I started just chanting as like a lifeline, because I had no idea what was going on. And I just stayed. My brother has an art gallery, and in the morning he'd leave, his wife wasn't there at the time, so I'd just stay home and just chant all day. I didn't have a taste. I was just trying to regain my sanity again. And, after about 6-8 months, and I got all these medical tests done. I had my blood checked. Turned out I have chronic Lyme disease. You've heard of that? Mm. Yeah. It's like, anyway, and also some heavy metal toxicity, and that, can affect your mental state and different things like that. So I went all these herbal treatments and everything. And after about 6-8 months of doing that and chanting so many rounds, the only thing that I could put my finger on where I could see that it was a measurable effect on my consciousness, not only spiritually, but mentally, physically, was in the chanting of Krishna's name. I didn't even know if the herbs were helping me or not.
Can you share that pastime, the instruction Prabhupada gave you for chanting when you were the temple commander?
Okay. So I was the temple commander then. We were trying to finish the rooms. I had carte blanche to go into Prabhupada's room anytime, but I was really afraid of doing that. I was so shy in those days. And whenever I was in Prabhupada's room, I was like, I'm just bothering my spiritual master. But I would go, like, Prabhupada was very, very liberal with his time. And he would have, people were visiting, and many visitors were coming, and they would try to visit Prabhupada. Prabhupada would keep his room open. He was packed with Indians from all over India. And I would go there and slip into the room, sit in the back like a fly on the wall. And I couldn't understand what Prabhupada was saying, but I would just watch him. It was like watching a Bhagavatam class in motion. The inflection of his speech, the gestures of his hands, how he would, everything about him. This is someone who's seeing Krishna eye to eye at every moment. And then on one occasion, I felt I had to see him because we were behind schedule in building these rooms. And devotees who came early, because this is before the festival, I was asking them if they could maybe help for even an hour a day, just to help out, because we didn't know if we were going to be able to finish the rooms. And there was this one really strong-bodied American devotee who I asked if he would help, and he just flat out refused. And he would take breakfast, and then he'd sit in the banana patch, and he'd just chant Hare Krishna all day long. And I was really in the mode of passion back then. It really got under my skin. So I went to Prabhupada's room. I came into my room, into his room, And let's say the door was over there, so I came into his room. I offered full Dandavats. Prabhupada's sitting like where I am behind his desk. And like you could see pictures of Prabhupada, he has his arm on his knee, and he has his chanting japa, and he has his face looking up like the image of a perfect Paramahamsa. And somewhere in Goloka Vrindavan, and he's chanting like this, away from where I came in. So he's chanting. As soon as I offer my obeisance, I looked up, I'm like, oh my God, if I could have crawled out of the room without it noticing, I would have done it. But nobody, it was too late. I was thinking, I'm really bothering my spiritual life. He was absorbed. So Prabhupada kept chanting what seemed like an eternity. But it was probably, who knows, maybe a minute or something. I think part of the reason was to help me to think about more deeply the question I was just about to ask him. And so finally Prabhupada stopped. And he didn't turn his head all the way towards me, just kind of cocked his head like that. And he said, yes. I said, oh, Prabhupada, I'm really sorry to bother you, but I have to, yes. Well, Prabhupada, we're trying to finish the rooms for the festival, and we're behind schedule. And I'm asking the devotees who are coming early for the festival if they wouldn't mind helping out with even just an hour of seva during the day. And there's this one really strong-bodied devotee from America. He won't do any service. He just sits in the banana patch and just chants all day. So Prabhupada hears me, and he goes back to chanting. So I could think about what I just asked. Finally he stops. Turns to me, he goes, looks at me, he goes, so? He says, you think chanting Hare Krishna is not service? He says, that is the greatest service. You ever see Prabhupada when his head rolls and his eyes get really big? He goes, that is the greatest service. And I was like, my false ego went from like this to like this. I was like, Jai Srila Prabhupada. And I kind of half crawled, half walked out of the room, getting the best instruction, kind of the most important instruction, personal instruction I ever got from Prabhupada. So I'm trying to take that to heart now, as all of you here for 24-hour Kirtan. Thanks a lot for your association.
Thank you so much,
Please, some humble obeisance. Thank you for doing this job. Great to see you,